In this video I will show how to do photography using the sky tracker. We use the sky tracker to track the stars on the sky. Otherwise the stars move, and if you take an exposure they will show little arcs on the image. But with the sky tracker we will get nice point-like stars and we can do longer exposures. So the first step is we attach the sky tracker on the tripod, just like we did the bow head, but now instead of the bow head we put the sky tracker on first. Okay, once it's on and it's firmly on, there is a screw here. If this is released, we can rotate around the sky tracker and then stop it at any position and fix it. There's another screw which you can move the sky tracker vertically, and the goal is to aim the sky tracker's axis, this is the axis of the sky tracker, on the North Pole. The simplest way to do that is you identify the North Star using, let's say, the Big Dipper, or just by knowing where it is. There's even a compass on the top here which shows where North is, so you can use that. The first step is you identify the North Star, and then you look through this hole here till you see the North Star through that hole. But make sure that you're looking through the hole such that your eye is centered along the axis of the hole. So you see the rim of the hole sort of equal all around, and then you look through and you should see the North Star. First I typically set the elevation to be around 47 or 40 something degrees. If it's too tough to move this screw, then you can release it. Release this, and then it's a bit easier to move. Okay, so I move it to 40 something degrees, and then I just move it around till I see the North Star. Once I see it, I fix both of these screws. Now from here on, you have to be very careful not to touch the tripod. If I bump the tripod like that, then I have to start from scratch. Okay, so from here on the tripod should not be moved. If you want a very fine alignment, then there is a polar telescope that fits in this hole here. The way to install it is you plug it in from the back here. Okay, there's only one way it really fits in, and then you look through the polar telescope and you should see Polaris, the northern star, through the telescope. There are even some engravings in the eyepiece that helps you orienting the unit exactly on the celestial pole. I think this is mostly unnecessary for the applications we use with short focus lenses, but if you use a long focus lens and want to do longer exposures, many minutes, then it may be worth setting up the pole properly. Now once the celestial pole has been aligned, or the sky tracker has been aligned with the celestial pole, then it's time to put back the bow head. Instead of putting the bow head directly on the tripod, now we put the bow head on the sky tracker. Okay, just like that. All the instructions here are the same as putting the bow head on the tripod. You make sure it's tight, and then we slide on the camera as before from the side. Make sure it's firmly on. Tighten this, and now you can move again the camera anywhere on the sky. You should not move again the sky tracker or the tripod because this axis has been aligned to the pole. But you can move the camera anywhere on the sky. Let's say I move it here, I fix it, and now I can turn on the sky tracker. Here on the back we have a little button, 01. I turn it on. The red light should come on here, indicating that the sky tracker is tracking. There are two small switches here. One is the hemisphere. We are in the northern hemisphere right now. It should be N. And the other one is the rate. How fast is the sky tracker tracking? We should be on sidereal rate, or S, not half sidereal rate. Since this thing is running from battery, these two AA batteries, and those are quite weak in the winter, we have an external battery, a lithium battery, which again goes on the back. Now I remove the tripod. This goes on the back with Velcro and plugs in here. This has to be turned on, and then you have power for the whole night. And we also typically include a charger for that lithium battery, which you can use before heading out to charge the battery. So now the thing is set up to the celestial pole, it's tracking. This axis is slowly turning around. You don't see it obviously because the skies move very slow in the sky, but it's tracking the stars, and now you can take longer exposures.